Hey everybody, it's Mickey. Have you ever had a craving for a chocolate chip cookie but you just don't feel like making a whole batch? Well, in today's video I have the perfect recipe to make 2 monster cookies just for you and a friend. When I have a craving for chocolate, I know what I want every time, and that is an oatmeal chocolate chip cookie. It used to be the only thing that stopped me was that I just didn't feel like making a whole batch of 60 cookies. So a little while ago, I came up with a recipe to make 2 monster-sized oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. Now, this recipe is so great because if you're just hanging around the house with you and your honey, or you and your gal pal, and you feel like something sweet, it takes no time to whip this up, and it's like the perfect base for that ice cream sundae. So what you will need for this recipe is 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of white sugar, a pinch of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. I have a little bit more here because I'm a big fan of cinnamon. 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 of a cup of flour, plus possibly 2 teaspoons of flour, depending on what your mixture looks like, 2 tablespoons of oatmeal, 1 egg yolk, 3 tablespoons of chocolate chips, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla. I will leave a link to this recipe in the information bar below. It can be found on my blog at www.mybashfullife.com. It has a bunch of pictures that take you through it step by step. So this cookie recipe starts out on the stove, and over medium heat we are going to melt our 2 tablespoons of butter in a pan. So once your butter is nice and melted, you're going to take it off the heat and bring it over to your counter where you're going to add the rest of the ingredients. So you have your melted butter, and to that you are going to add your brown sugar. And then you're going to add your white sugar and your salt. And blend that all together. Okay, so to this you're going to add your egg yolk, your cinnamon, and your baking soda. And mix all that up. And add about 1/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla. You can just eyeball it if you want. Alright, next you're going to add your 1/4 of a cup of flour. Get that all mixed up really, really well. You're going to add your 2 tablespoons of oatmeal. This seems to me to be a very good consistency, so I am not going to need to add my extra flour, but should this be really sticky and wet, you'd want to add, up to 2 teaspoons of extra flour. Our last ingredient is going to be our 3 tablespoons of chocolate chips. Go ahead and set your oven for 350 and get yourself out a baking sheet, and you can cover it with a little piece of parchment paper or use these little baking mats like I have here, which I found at Costco. So next you're just going to divide your dough in your pan into 2 large balls and put them on your cookie sheet. Next you're just going to bake them in a 350-degree oven for about 15 minutes or a little bit more depending on your oven. So this is what the cookies look like when they are all done. As you can see, this recipe makes 2 really great sized cookies, perfect for an after dinner treat or the start of a really good ice cream sundae. So thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and all the information for this recipe will be in the information bar below, and you can check out my blog at mybashfullife.com for step-by-step photos and instructions. Don't forget to take a minute to subscribe, and I would love for you to leave a comment for me down below and let me know that one thing that you seem to always crave. So until I see you in that next video, I hope that you love the life that you have, and I will see you again soon. Bye!